What is up, everybody? Sorry for running a little late there. We're going to hop straight into the video because I got some things I want to talk about tonight. It's a big night tonight. I'm going to run through real quick, try to make it quick because we got a last minute guest that popped in with us. We'll introduce him in a minute, too. But after the intro, we're going to go through team by team real quick, just kind of tell you why I'm either in on them, why I'm out on them. I got a method to my madness. I have some high percentages and I have some zeros on guys, and I'm just going to break down why. Anyways, you guys know what time it is. All right, so real quick, this all came about because it was about a week ago. Somebody in the chat was like, "Man, so you're not afraid to be too high on somebody, are you?" I see, because they heard me talking about I was super high on a particular player. So I have a method to my madness. I do the bring backs on week 17 and all that good stuff. But for the most part, my plan this year is I've been heavily targeting teams that, one, I like the players, of course. Two, just have an overall favorable matchup in general. So just kind of a quick rundown of where my head's at, what I've been drafting, why I've been drafting. We'll still go division by division. Starting with the East, the Bills, I've of course everybody loves Josh Allen. I'm into his pass catchers if I have Josh Allen. Ideally for the playoffs, though, I see them winning some games. So I kind of like the running backs. I know a lot of people are pushing Cook down the board. I'm still not afraid to take him. Moving on to the Dolphins. Dolphins have been a team I've been drafting heavily this year. Super into them. They have a nice playoffs. They play the Bucks week 17. What more could you ask for? A little Miami shootout. The Jets were all over Fields. We're all over Wilson this year. Some people are down on him. I think he's going to get all the targets that he can handle. Week 15, week 16 look nice. Yeah, they got the New England game for week 17, but hey, Fields can run on anybody, right? The Patriots, everybody loves Drake May. I got to admit, I'm not quite as into Drake May as everybody else is. I do draft him some. Most of the time when I do, I just try to tack on Henry. I'm not trying to figure out who's going to be the main receiver there. Sometimes I do take Diggs, but not super high on him either. Moving on to the North, the Ravens, they're probably one of my favorite teams to stack. I will say of the elite QBs, Lamar is my favorite. I love to throw them all on there. We drafted a team the other night that we threw Flowers, Bateman, and Andrews on there. Not afraid to triple stack him. Even in Green Bay, they can go off. Cincy, we know who the figures are there. Yes, I'm into all of the usual suspects. Not necessarily Burrow. When I draft Chase, I try to do something different from the one hole. Cleveland and Pittsburgh to me are about the same. I'm in on the running back for Pittsburgh, probably not the one you are. I'm more into Warren. I like Metcalf. Judkins and Judy, I'm still drafting for Cleveland. That brings us to the South with the Texans, the Titans, the Jags, the Colts. This is a division that I find myself taking more of. The Titans have nice playoff games. The Jags, I'm into them. I was just talking the other day how I want more Trevor Lawrence. I want more BTJ. Sign me up. I wasn't in really on the Colts receivers until the AR news. I think AR is kind of done. So now I'm into them. Now that Daniel Jones is probably the quarterback, I think that helps Pittman. That helps Downs. That comes to my Texans. I'm in on them. Y'all know I draft some of those guys. Actually, Mixon's the one I probably end up taking the most just because I can see us up in games a lot. But I'll take the passing game too because they essentially have 3 dome games in the playoffs. Now, let's talk about the West. I'm not into the West like everybody else is. I take players here and there from the AFC West. For me, it's more of just a hit or miss. Yes, everybody loves Bowers. Some people love Genty. Genty has to play Philly and Houston's defense in the playoffs. I don't know if those are really go off games for a first round running back, if you ask me. Denver, I do love me some Pat Bryant. I wasn't drafting Harvey before the Dolphins signing. Probably not drafting Harvey now unless he falls a lot. I do like me some Bo Nix, especially in the eliminator or something where I can just grab him and not necessarily worry about a stack. Or if we have Nix, again, we like Bryant. We like the tight end there too. We'll throw him on teams. From the Chargers, it's Omari and Hampton. It's hit the rookie Harris. I do like those two. I'm not as high on that as some people. I mean, we're not on a full PPR site. I don't know how many touchdowns he'll get. I'm not saying I don't draft him, but I'm not super in on him for sure. Kansas City, I kind of just mix in some of their receivers as kind of one off pieces. They're not necessarily a team I look to stack a whole lot, although I have a time or two. Let's move on quick to the NFC. I like the Eagles. Y'all know Shipley is my highest drafted player overall. Y'all know how I feel about that. If something happened to Barkley, he's in a massive opportunity and he goes way later than he should in the draft. The Commanders, we like Jaden, we like Eckler. Don't draft a whole lot of the receivers other than the tight end. We will take him. Love the Cowboys. CD's one of my favorite picks there in the middle of the first round. I like Perkins. I like Dak. I even been throwing on some gross Miles Sanders really late in drafts. He could end up being the lead running back there. He could. Giants, yes, usual suspects. We like neighbors. We like scat, even though throw their tight end on at the end sometimes. And if you look at their playoff schedule, all three games are games where they could potentially be in some little shootouts. The North, the South, and the West are probably by far the divisions that I find myself drafting players from the most, what I'm trying to stack up the most. The Lions, it's mostly just Gibbs and JMO for me for the most part. They play the Rams in week 15, which I draft a lot of Rams. The Vikings, you know I'm a Hawk guy. Got the little video cut up for Hawk. Who doesn't like Jefferson? I like their running backs. I take both of their running backs sometimes. They have the week 17 game with Detroit. The Packers, I'm not as into them. You know, before the schedule came out and before I really analyzed playoffs, I was drafting more Jacobs. I don't know though. At Denver, at Chicago, even at home week 17 against Baltimore, those aren't really games that I want to be targeting a running back from the Packers a lot in. I don't think. I do like taking Wicks at the end of drafts, and I will take Golden sometimes. That's about it for them. The Bears, I just kind of mix in some of their receivers. Odun Rome's a guy I want to take more of. You know, he's the only receiver that it doesn't have any kind of negative news going on, it seems like this year so far. And, you know, they play week 17 against San Francisco, could be a shootout. Move quick to the South. The Bucks have a nice playoff schedule. They're a team I want more of. I want me some Godwin. I want some of the rookie, and I have some Evans, but I want more. But just the way the drafts are working out for me, I don't have as much as I want of them. Y'all know how I feel about the Rams overall. I mean, the Falcons overall. They're one of my most drafted teams, probably. Bijan's my favorite pick in the first round. Once we get past Jefferson, I pretty much take him at 2 or 3 a lot. The Panthers, y'all know how I feel about them. The whole division is going to be not that good a defense. See what we can do on offense. They play Seattle in week 17. Y'all know how I feel about Milrow and Walker too. The Saints, I take my shots there. Mostly I just like Rashid Shaheed, and I think Olave is underpriced. I don't draft the quarterback a whole lot when it's not a super flex, but I will take him every now and then as a third quarterback on a quarterback team that I kind of got pushed out on. Last but not least is the West. Got some of my favorite targets there as well. The Rams have a nice playoff schedule. Once we get past, let's say, CD, Puka's one of my favorite guys. Been trying to give me some more Adams. I still like the running back, even though some seem to be down on him. The 49ers, you know, the usual suspects. Kittle, Jennings, Ayuk for some late season upside. If CMC stays healthy, he could be a smash again. He always is when he's healthy. The Cardinals, I'm not as into in everybody else, although since we're drafting an eliminator tonight, I will point out that some of my eliminator research I've been doing, looking at early season schedule, Connor has a really, really, really nice like first 6 weeks of the season schedule. So he's a guy I've definitely been targeting in the eliminator, especially last but not least, the Seahawks. Y'all know how I feel. I will not draft Sam Darnold, not even when I have a guest. They won't talk me into it. I think he's trash. by week 8, I think Milrow has a chance to play. If not by week 8, at some point he will. Let's get on to an eliminator. Then we'll catch up on chat. We got a special guest tonight. Most of y'all probably don't know him unless you're in the selective chat rooms. I'm not sure what all chat he's in. Sun God, how's it doing tonight, my man?
Man, what's up, JT? I'm all right, dog. It's a Friday night and we dealing with best ball. I have no complaints.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign into it real quick because sometimes, as you know, they can take a minute to fill up. We're going to do a 30-second eliminator if somebody wants to hop in with us in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I was going to do an eliminator anyways tonight because that's a contest that I want to have a lot of. We got 8 spots, so y'all go ahead and jump in it so we can fill it up. Now, my man is in the Chess Liam chat room on Discord. That's where I know him from. I'm in there a lot. There's some really good conversations every day. You can find some entertaining stuff in the little best ball discussion tab. And my
Yeah,
man has been screaming at everybody that he's going to win the eliminator this year. So I figured, hey, he's been hitting me up to come on the stream. Here
yeah,
we are. We're going to draft an eliminator together and see if we can't win all that money. Why
that's
don't
what
you
I'm.
tell us a little bit about yourself, man? How long you been into the best ball?
Man, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I think I found out about best ball uh around I think towards the end of BBM2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if I remember correct, I want to say BBM2 time is when I heard about best ball. And I think I joined on DraftKings. It was like a sit and go. I had no idea what it was, right? It was like a little $2 sit and go. So I joined. It was like 6 people. I ended up winning that, right? I
Uh-huh.
completely forgot about it. I looked at the end and I was like, oh snap. I won like, I don't know, $8, $6, something 12, something. And I was like, best ball. I was like, I didn't touch this at all. So that led me to go research and see what it was. And I was like, oh, this is because I'm a fantasy. I've been playing fantasy football since I was in it my first year in the Navy, 2008, right?
Okay.
So I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to play this, man. Like this is right up my alley. I don't have to do anything. Just pick your players and go. And so I want to say from BBM3 on, I've been playing, man, on Underdog. Just getting better. I would like to say getting better since then. You know what I'm saying? Then obviously on DraftKings as they started getting more involved in the space. So that's how I got going, man. Just a fantasy guy. I dominate home leagues, so I'm coming from
We
this.
all do, right? We all
Yeah,
dominate home leagues.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that
absolutely.
it's funny. So a guy that you see in my chat room in my chat on my stream all the time, Mark, I tell people that's my boy, man. We've known each other, I don't know, probably close to 30 years almost now.
Hmm.
And it's funny because these days, although this year he started drafting way earlier than he normally does. Normally he's more of a, midsummer, he starts messing with it some. But the first time I ever drafted a best ball team, we used to be in a certain little draft together, like home league type thing together or whatever. And so, y'all have heard me say on stream, I got a bunch of kids. I got 4 kids, and he lives he lives away. He doesn't live in Texas, and once a summer that would kind of be
Hmm.
my dad getaway trip. I'd fly out to his house and
Yeah.
hang out with him for the weekend, and we would always have one of our draft nights that night and stuff. This was probably around that time because I really got into best ball 3 years ago. So it was probably the year before that. So probably 4 years ago.
Hmm.
And I don't even remember what site it was on. It was probably on DraftKings because that's what I did everything on back then. But yeah, I remember being at his house and I had never actually even really heard of it at the time, but he had heard of it. And we were drinking and having a good time and stuff. And of course, we drafted some little, $10 team together that we thought we was going to win all this money with. And looking back on it now, it was the worst
Trash.
best ball constructed team that you
Yeah.
could imagine. It was your home league. I'm going to manage all these rando players from
Hmm.
different teams with no kind of correlation or nothing. And I don't remember how bad it was, but we didn't win any money, of course. But
Yeah.
then, no, same thing. It kind of sparked my interest, and I was like, all right, well, let me look into this a little bit. Next year, I played a little bit more, and then the year after that is when I finally got into it, like pretty big or whatever. I was on DraftKings forever until this year, just because I didn't stream, and that's what I was used to
Yeah.
already. So I just stayed there.
They're two different beasts, man. DraftKings and
Mm-hmm.
Underdog for sure. And obviously your drafting style has to change. PPR, half point. You got to know what dominates. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
have to kind of cater towards that, I think, to build better teams and plus EV teams. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely
Yeah, no, no, for sure. Because there are definitely, and it took me when I guess it's been about 3 weeks or so now that I pretty much just been on Underdog since I
hmm
made the switch, and it took me maybe a week or so just to kind of adjust more so to the ADPs. The ADPs are different, whereas I kind of knew exactly where my pockets were on
yeah.
DraftKings and stuff like that. And yeah, there are definitely players that I was targeting a lot more when I was
hmm
on DraftKings, with it being the PPR, running backs. I tend to target running backs a little more over here on Underdog than I do on DraftKings because I'm kind of chasing those touchdowns. Where on DraftKings, it's almost a cheat code. You could just take a third down back who's going to catch a lot of passes and might luck box into a few extra touchdowns or something.
Oh yeah,
And,
every time,
he's
every
good.
time. Especially when you know who to target, when you know the RB2s, right? When you know the depth
Hmm.
chart and it's pretty solid, then it's so much easier to take. And I know it's not unheard of on DraftKings, 5, 6 receivers. You know what I'm saying? Either straight or within the first 8 rounds. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll see
it's
them. You'll see
easy.
six of them sometimes.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times in the playoffs on DraftKings. Uh, this ain't just about receivers, but just when starting that way, and you get into week 15, 16, whatever the case is, and it's I hardly ever see the elite quarterback be the one winning that pod. You know what I'm saying? Like I could literally think of like my first sweat where Daniel Jones was what I'm saying, one of the high
Hmm.
scoring guys, man. I remember in another contest it was Baker Mayfield. I remember in another contest it was Kirk Cousins, like just pocket
Hmm.
passes, like your second, third quarterback be the ones you needed, but you need the other guys, and that's just DK for you. Like it isn't always just the dual threats, even though you want them, but that +3 bonus on the passing yards, right, goes a long
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
It
Hey,
goes a long way.
it's crazy you say that because that is one of the bigger things I had to switch coming over here. And I've talked about it on stream when I first switched over. That, like, yes, on DraftKings, the percent of your total team score that a quarterback makes up is way less, and some people's pushback was always, well, no, but they get the bonus for the 300 yards. Well, yeah, they do, but guess what? We have how many position players that get
Right.
that same bonus, and you have one quarterback getting the bonus versus
Mm-hmm.
three receivers, a flex, two running backs, and a tight end who
Yep.
also can all get that bonus. And like, on DraftKings this year, like I thought when I was streaming DraftKings drafts, you heard me say all the time, like the elite quarterbacks over there to start the year were overpriced, in my opinion, and they weren't going to get any higher. They were only going to get cheaper. So
Yeah.
like so many of my early DK teams before I switched over here were like Trevor Lawrence, like if I had JJ or something, McCarthy, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd even throw like a Milrow on there in round 20 or something, just because y'all know my stance on that. And that's
Yeah.
one thing that I'm willing to live and die with this summer is that I think Milrow is going to play at some point for Darnold because I don't think Darnold's good. An outside environment versus playing in the dome. The
Mhm.
O'Connell aspect, right? I mean,
Yeah.
O'Connell made Dobbs look really, really freaking good. Let's
Right.
face it, O'Connell and JJ made Dobbs look really freaking good. And so if you look at Seattle's first 7 games, it's a really tough schedule. Like New Orleans is legitimately one of the only I could see them really for sure probably winning that game. They end with the Texans week 7, which is a very tough defense to play on Monday night, the big stage. And I can see a world where they go into their bye week at 2-7. The fans are going to be, calling for this
Mm-hmm.
rookie that they just drafted. And who else are you gonna even? I'm not afraid to even take him in like a BBM or something on the right build. If I have
Yeah.
Lamar or Allen, then no, I don't need him. But because I'm a type of person too, I like to push my quarterbacks when I'm trying to get the stack, see if I can't get them at a little bit better price. So if I get boxed out on some stuff, and maybe I had to go with like a CJ and a Gino as two of my quarterbacks or whatever. I'm
I'm
not
not mad at
afraid to
that.
just
I'm
I'm
not mad
not.
at
I'm
that.
not. I'm not
Yeah,
afraid to wait till the end and just throw Milrow on there for the late season upside, right?
and I'm gonna shoot my shot, bro. If I need it, I'm gonna go for the gusto. I'm gonna go for somebody. Well, oh man, you know that they just finna really
Eh,
just change the outlook of my team, or they could put up that score where it's like I'm all right. You know, like you have to,
Yeah,
you
no.
have to, you have to,
What's
man.
up, Who? You already probably went to bed. Good to see you pop in, my man. Sorry I was running a little late. Me and my man was having some technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on.
Man, yeah,
What up,
they.
Nick? Caught a little bit of your stream earlier today. Run through these real quick. Harmon, good to see you, man. I need to go back and watch you and BBG stream today. I was busy and didn't get a chance to catch
Mhm.
it, but I do want to go back and catch it.
Yeah,
Only need three more. This is a 30-second eliminator. If any
yeah,
of y'all want to
yeah,
hop
yeah.
in,
Y'all hop in and join, man. Come on, man, because I'm busting all y'all ass anyway. You know, it's early, but when my name's Sun God on here, but if you see Sav the Saint on Underdog, just know. And I'm one. I preach chaos. Can we curse? Can we curse on the stream?
yeah, go ahead, man.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
yeah. Fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all see me? I'm gonna win this. I'm telling y'all. I'm just confident, man. I believe that even if I don't win, because I feel like it's so hard to win anyway. So I'm gonna talk my shit. Like I'm gonna manifest, and I just believe that in the head to head, I think I'm better than the average drafter. So not saying everybody's average. I just think I got action regardless. So I'm coming for. If I lose, I lose. But I'm gonna win some money before I'm out this month. Promise you. I promise you. I'm
Okay.
gonna win
Hey,
some money.
I like that because we always say draft like we're right, right? I mean,
Absolutely. I mean, don't be a retard. Don't be dumb. Sorry. Don't be
yeah.
crazy illogical, but draft with some understanding, you know what I'm saying? With intent and intelligence, but like, do your stuff, man. Like, do what you do, get your guys. That's what I feel. I think ADP is a figment. Like ADP does not dictate how I draft. I'm not gonna be a dummy and take like a Jerry Judy in the second round. You know what I'm saying? But
No, no, no.
if it's pick 50 and I'm up, man, if anybody from 50 to 70 is live, if I like them, you know what I mean? And if I feel like the draft room is not going to let a player that I like in that range get back to me,
Mm-hmm.
I'd take them because like we don't know. They say the market's sharper. Okay, yeah, but like how many times have we took the beginning of season ADP and matched it to the end of season ADP? You know what I mean? And see how correct. I mean, outside the first two rounds where we probably have our best chance, after that it's the wild wild west. So
Hey, I feel
you
you.
know
I mean, the
what is it
Puka and
to you,
Kyron
in
year,
my opinion?
right? I mean, Puka and Kyron were going at the very end of the drafts, and until very late August, no one even had them on their radar or whatever.
Right, right. And there was blurbs like if you're really into the news, there was blurbs like Kyron's going to be that guy or he's going to get action like early in the summer. It's just you to put that, make it actionable and put it into your lineups. But
Mm-hmm.
every year there's not going to be a Puka and a Kyron. Like I know we search for it, but every year there's not going to be a Puka and Kyron in them late rounds. Like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it might just be a guy in the ninth round that's an advancement piece, but it might be a guy in the sixth round that you think is overpriced as the guy you need in the playoffs. We don't know. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
each year is a different beast, man, and you gotta look at the landscape and the outlook, man. But I do think
For
there is,
sure.
as far as strategy goes, as far as building lineups, obviously there's evidence in history showing like what works as far as BBM is concerned, like the zero RBs. Even though it wasn't really good last year because overall the zero RB strat sucked,
Yeah, last year.
but doesn't mean it won't work this year. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
like when that dude Herzig won the first one, he had like the robust, and then the next year people were doing that, and that didn't win. I think it just depends on the year, and also pot luck. You need health. You know what I mean? A lot of it goes into it, dog. But I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah, they're always gonna chase it. They're always gonna chase it, And I'm like, you strike me as being a lot like me, in that you probably have some guys that you have really high percentages on, and you're probably not
absolutely.
afraid to have a zero either. You
I'm
definitely
not.
don't strike me as a 8%, you know,
I'm not. I'm not, bro.
eight
Because
percent everybody type of drafter.
no, I feel like as soon as I enter a contest, I see that money as it's gone, right? Yeah, we're gamblers.
Hmm.
That's what we do. The money's gone.
All right, we got it filled up. Let's see what pick we're rocking with.
Three. Eee.
3. See if I
Okay.
recognize any names in here. I don't recognize any names, but I'm still learning everybody too.
Mhm.
If you're in here though and you're watching the
Is
stream,
that
let me
Jim
know.
at five?
Jim W.
Yeah, he's in the chat. I think that's the dude that's in Discord with us.
Okay,
Jim W. I think I
okay.
was talking to him earlier. What's up, Jim? If that is you, what up, boy? What up?
Hey, maybe so. I had posted in there that the God was gonna come show us how it's done if anybody wanted to see it. So
Yeah, and we're not talking
if that
about Chicago Wagers Network, my homeboy, but bro, we're not talking about CWN. Uh, he's the bro, man. We've been in the Discord like probably this our third year, and we just be going at it, man. But friendly, like we cool, we talk. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, there he is. He's in here. What's up, Jimmy? I just joined it this year. When I decided to get into the streaming thing, that's when I got into some of the discords, just help one get my name out there and just, connect with different people and stuff like that. And it's been a lot of fun. So far I'm enjoying it.
I like it, man. JT, like I said, even before I was on here, I was showing support. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? So
Hey, we appreciate it. Yeah, I've seen you pop in a few times.
yeah, man. If I start streaming, man, I hope you show me love just like that. I'll definitely have you on. It don't make no
For
thing.
sure, for sure.
Let's both grow.
There's that's one thing reason I decided to go ahead and do it. I thought about it last year and put it off. We're on the clock. I'm gonna let you guide the ship, my man. Who you like?
Man, last year, if they was in the chat, they already know I was Saquon this, Saquon that, and I love Saquon, man. But I'm with you. My 101 running back wise is Bijan. So
Bijan, let's do
yeah,
it. You don't have to talk me into it twice.
oh
Y'all
yeah,
know
we
I like
here.
me some Bijan.
Hey, we here, JT, and you sound like me. You say you from Texas. I am too. You sound like me, bro. I hear the slang. So
What part of Texas?
me, I'm right. I'm in Corpus now. I'm by the beach. Where you at?
Okay. Right now I live in Austin, man, but I grew up in the Houston area, all up and down 45, basically from Texas City up through Houston. North Shore is where I was pretty much like raised at. If it's kind
Yeah.
of like over on the east side of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
yeah,
about,
and
man.
then
I got some family out that way, man. I got an apartment in Texas City, but I love Austin, man. I, I
it's
love
nice
Austin.
out here.
Yeah, I was looking at the hills area. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I like that, man. I just have a great time in Austin every time, though. I really do.
I like it now too that I'm a Houston fan. I brought my Texans. I grew up watching the Oilers,
Mm-hmm.
and now that we got CJ and we're pretty good, they're actually on TV again out here. There was a few years
Oh, it
where
was bad.
they didn't show a single game of theirs on TV out here.
I was excited. I really was excited for Houston last year, man. I was like, oh, they got Stephon, Tank Dell, you know what I mean? Stroud came off a great rookie
Hmm.
year. They got Mixon, that defense looking nice. They had some great draft picks, and then just shit happens. But I mean, Houston this year they reloaded on receivers, man. I hope that defense just keeps getting better. And I'm
It
excited to see what
should.
Houston can do.
Petrie's back, and they really didn't lose anyone. The whole entire defense is back. Plus,
Petrie was cold.
the one spot you could say was kind of maybe a weakness on the
Corner,
defense was that. Well, no,
the
because we
other
got
corner
the
spot.
rookie Lassiter is played real good last
Oh
year. He was
yeah,
a
other
rookie.
side of Stingley. Yeah, Lassiter was
Hmm.
nice.
But our safety, we drafted this guy Bullock, who's a ball hawk, and he's pretty good. I really like him. But the safety opposite of him, it was Jimmy Ward, but he's old and he didn't have it anymore. But they brought in CJ Gardner Johnson from
I like
Philly
CJ,
to
man. I like he
to
be
play that.
yapping, man, but he be playing. I like CJ.
Yeah, so it should be pretty good. And then they drafted the two rookie receivers. They brought
Mhm,
Kirk in. They got all kind of weapons. So we'll see.
mhm.
I don't like to get my hopes up too much because they let me down too many years.
Expectations. Yeah. I like Kirk, man, especially on PPR side, dog. Because Kirk's going to be on the field, man. It won't surprise me if Kirk has like 80 plus catches. People want to draft Higgins or they skip over Kirk to get Noel. Like Kirk's a slot receiver. He's going to be on the field, man. Check downs, get
Yeah,
open. Like I think Kirk's a nice pick, dog. Period. I really do.
I take all three of the receivers. I don't draft a whole lot of Noel just because he really has to have an injury to even have a useful week, I think.
Mhm.
So I mean, I've taken him a few times. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I stick to Nico and Higgins and Kirk. But yeah, I'll take all three of those mixed in. So you have a particular build you like to go with in eliminators, or you kind of just mix it up depending on how the board comes to you, or
A little bit of
talk to
all
me.
that. It's a little bit of all that. I
Okay.
mean, depending on the draft room and the slot, like you know how sometimes you go into the draft like this what I'm gonna do, which you shouldn't do because you don't know how the draft room is gonna be. But you know,
Yeah.
we do it, right? And then you get in there, then you do something completely different. So I've been experimenting it's early with a lot of different methods or strats I want to go about it, man. But in particular, if I had to put money on, you're asking me, I definitely want to get running backs early because we don't know like the depth chart. You know, we don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I'm really not trying to take zeros drafting this early. But we
Mm-hmm.
do know in them earlier rounds who's locked in. You know what I'm saying? And there's teams we may not be as excited for, and their wide receiver ones are going in the middle rounds. You know, so we can still get wide receiver ones later while locking up running back. You know,
Well, there's three running backs on the board here. The top ADP wise, I know you say you don't really pay too much attention to it. What are you thinking here? What do you like? We got
uh,
Jacobs.
nah, Jacobs has a bye week 5, just like Bijan.
Okay.
I don't get
Yep.
too much Bucky, which is crazy, and I like him, but I think we should get a receiver because we're close enough to get another guy on the way back. So I'm cool with Rice. I don't really get a lot of Rice. I'm
All right.
cool with Bucky or Chase Brown, whichever you want to go. It
We'll go Rice then.
okay.
You said you wanted to go receiver.
Just get him, man. I feel like we could count on Rice points, you know. And if he's back to being what he was doing last year, and Kelsey still is 36, and he's taking
Mm-hmm.
the routes and the points and the catches that Kelsey was doing, then we
Mm-hmm.
good. We're gonna have a solid floor, you know.
Hey, I feel you. That's what I try to do. I do watch my bye weeks and stuff like that, and I don't worry about it as much if like okay, like if I have a running back or receiver on the same bye week for the
Right.
most part. The real nice ones though is when you work it out in like your first 5 or 6 picks. Nobody overlaps bye week.
Mhm.
So we're back on the clock. We could go with one of the Cincy guys, although I think yeah,
Hey,
the receiver has the same bye week.
hey, I've said it. I'm not gonna go against it. We on stream. I'm a Tyreek Hill guy, man. Either you get zero
Tyreek
percent
Hill.
or you get 30%. I'm a Hill guy,
Hey,
dog.
I'm with you. You see my 32% on there. I don't
Hey,
know if you can see the little green numbers, but in the eliminator, I have 30% hill. So
see,
I'm with you
AJT.
on that. Let's do it.
I knew I liked you for a reason, bro. I knew I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? We from the South too, yeah. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
would. You know, it'd
No.
be funny if just crazy down the line, say it's like week 8, and then me and you are going head to head, and this is the team. You know, and if that's the case, I'm probably gonna have Hill on my team. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be funny. Yeah.
That would be kind of crazy out of all the teams. It's gonna be wild, man. That's why I tell people I don't know how many I'm gonna end up doing of it. I'm not gonna max it, but it's gonna
Hmm.
probably be anywhere in between 70 and 100 teams by the
Yeah.
time it's done. I think this is like my
Hmm.
32nd one of them or something like that.
Yeah.
Just trying to go on a nice little pace. We'll put it on the board. We'll see what comes back around to us.
Mm, I mean, if a elite running back, if a elite quarterback somehow like if there's a Hurts, or
Mhm.
if somehow Jaden Daniels, slides because sometimes they get crazy in eliminator
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
do let him go, then I would definitely be down for that just to have that upside because I feel like eliminator wise, it's a head to head, right? It's like a cash game, like in DFS, but just
exactly,
in
exactly.
general, yeah, it's like if you see your matchup Wednesday, right? Wednesday night or Thursday before the Thursday night game, and you look over, I think there's a scare factor. Like if you look and say you have like, I don't know, JJ McCarthy and Alvin Kamara, then you look over and that guy has Bijan and Tyreek and Jalen Hurts, you're gonna be like, fuck, right? You're gonna be like,
Dang,
fuck.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I try to
yeah.
think, I feel like that does matter because we don't know what's gonna happen, but like one head to head, you're gonna be like, damn, this team is loaded. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I do think of that when picking, but I do if we got some running backs there, I definitely do want to have at least our 2 starters locked up, and we see what the room gonna give us from there. If you're down with
There's
that.
yeah, yeah, of course. There's a lot of running backs I like in that 4 or 5 range. I mean, you can see here. I told you in my little breakdown that Mixon was probably my favorite Tex in the draft, especially in the eliminator. I got 20 of him. I'm pretty high on the rookie from the Chargers.
Me
I like
too.
me some Walker.
Yeah.
Connor, man, I don't have my little cheat sheet in front of me right now tonight, but I was doing some work just on, and I'm not finished with it. Eventually, I'm gonna make a video on it when I'm finished
Right.
with it. But I'm basically looking at every team's first 6 weeks and just looking at their schedule, and if there's a certain player, whether it's receiver, running back, that kind of pops off from that team
Mhm.
based upon their first 6 games, just kind of making a note of it. We might
Mhm.
get Hurts here if you want to
Hey, if
go with
Hurts is
him.
there, smash the button, man. But if he's not,
He's
yeah.
there. He's ours. We'll go ahead and grab him.
How do
Nothing
you
wrong with
feel?
going with a little Russian elite quarterback.
There we go. Hey, how do you feel about Houston's O line? How do you feel about that? They
Here's
lost
what I
my
tell
boy.
people: don't be surprised though if they're a lot better than what people think they're going to be, because coaching matters, right? And it's like, yeah, Tunsil is a really good pass blocker.
Mhm.
Tunsil is not the kind of guy that you want leading an O line, though, that he's got to be the leader. I mean, the guy is lazy. I hate to say it, but he's lazy. Let's see who we want to pick here with this pick. Um, if we want to reach down just a little bit, we could get like Connor. I don't know if you're into Harvey. He's not my favorite click. Oh, Kamara's there,
Is
or
Kittle there?
receivers. Kittle? Probably. No, I guess Kittle went. Let's look at
Oh
it. The board
man, we could
wise.
get a running back, man. I'm cool with
Yeah,
Kamara. I'm cool with. I'm
Kittle went
cool.
already.
Okay.
You
Uh,
want to go running back for sure? Then go ahead and lock up our number two.
uh, you, I'm cool with Kamara or Connor. I haven't really looked at Connor because I know he had that knee injury. So, and I know he's older and he's a plodding back. So I was like, I kind of been on the fence.
Mm.
But I mean,
Let's
if
let's
you
go
do
with him.
research, I'm with it. If you like it, I'm with it, bro.
I'm gonna pull it up while it's in between our picks here, and then
Okay.
my little thing I was telling about. Listen to this schedule for Connor and tell me this isn't a nice ass schedule for an Arizona running back.
Mm-hmm.
So Arizona's first 6 games. Where's my little sheet? They play at New Orleans, at home against Carolina, at San Francisco, at home against Seattle, at home against Tennessee, at Indy. That's their first 6 games.
I didn't, man. I haven't. I've been looking at Arizona's schedule from a passing standpoint, and then more like their later schedule, not really their first 6 games. Dude, I did not know that, and I even like the Connor pick even more because of that.
Yeah,
Because
generally I wouldn't give a rat's ass about early season schedule, but
right,
for the eliminator one night, my man Who Hames, that guy that commented at the very very beginning of the chat,
who
he's
hangs? I like that name. That's a
he
cool name.
has a Discord too, and he's a streamer too. He's
Yeah.
been real welcoming to me. All of the other, especially the smaller streamers, the big guys aren't really trying to pay attention to us, but I don't
Not
really
yet.
like listening to them. I don't really like listening to them much, anyways. But he's got a Discord of his own, man, and
Mhm.
he's got all kind of different cool little charts, and it's actually a chart in his Discord that he has all 6 of the first 6 weeks for every team. And
Okay.
I was just kind of starting to go through it and look at those 6 games and like, okay, like, do I see this as a really really good receiver matchup?
Hmm.
Maybe the quarterback's going to get pushed in a lot of these games. And I
Yeah.
just really started going through it, doing it the other day. So I haven't went through many teams on it, but Arizona is of course at the top of the list, being A or whatever. And
Yeah.
that just jumped right out at me that like maybe the San Francisco game is a tough run game, but their defense isn't probably what it used to be this year.
No, they've
So
lost.
even that one could be like a decent run game for them.
Mhm.
And the rest of them, I mean, come on, Carolina and New Orleans to start the year, the first 2 weeks, we're getting some rushing touchdowns there, I think.
I like that. Where's after the stream, man, or in Discord, y'all need you to send me that link to Who Hames Discord. I
For sure, I
definitely,
will.
yeah, get up in there. Who Hames, Sun God coming. So don't be
Mm.
a stranger, man.
it's it's smaller and it's not as active as
Right.
like the one over there in Liam's is or whatever. But yeah,
Hmm.
if you start looking through some, I think there's a tab called like tools or something like that.
Hmm.
That man makes some really interesting charts, man.
I'll definitely check him out, man. For real. I mean, you got good information in there, or just get your mind flowing, or have you looking at something differently. Then I definitely want to take a look.
He's a really sharp dude too. I've done a couple streams with him, and
Okay.
I love listening to him talk about some ball. He's always
Yeah.
got some nice takes and.
I like listening to analytical guys. I'm more of a ball knower, like an eye test guy. I do take in data and analysis, man, but like
Mhm.
I played the sport at a different level, so it's like, and then I watch every game, dude. Not fully, but red zone, every highlights, and then if I feel like I missed some stuff in the game, I'll go back and watch it on YouTube. So it done me pretty well, man. Like I feel like some people are desk athletes, and they just
Hey,
overthink, like they're too smart for their own good in a way. I
I
feel,
hear you. I go off a lot of just my gut and eye test. I mean,
yeah,
I do research, and that's
right,
part of my research is looking at the film and eye test.
yeah.
We got a bunch of receivers on the board, or Pollard, Swift, if we want running back. What are you thinking here?
We already have two running backs or three. We have.
We have two running backs. We have Robinson and Connor.
Mhm.
10 seconds on the clock.
Uh, I'm cool. However you want to go, man. Roma Dunze. Let's get Rome. Let's
Okay,
get
I was
Rome.
just talking about he is a guy I wanted more of.
Yeah, I just recently came around on Rome because just like you were saying, like I like DJ Moore, right? And I know I know Ben Johnson's having Caleb Daniels working from underneath the center. They're doing, what I mean, which
Hmm.
could change his game style up, but like Rome is still the second year receiver. He hasn't been priced up. Uh, I saw DJ. I watched Bears games last year, and I saw how DJ was with Caleb. You know what I mean? And I saw his
Hmm.
like pouty fits. I saw some of the balls and stuff. But I think Caleb's a baller. I think DJ Moore's talented. He's not the most polished route runner overall, but there is some things he do great, and there's some things that he definitely doesn't do great. But
Okay.
I mean, getting Rome where we're getting them at, we can see a jump. And I believe in Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator. He's a coach now. We're gonna see, but I believe he can make shit shake. So
Oh, for sure. I mean, if it's not the year for Caleb in that offense, then it's probably not gonna be it. Because yeah, I think pretty highly of Mr. Johnson too.
mhm. so I'm definitely cool. Typically, I probably would have took Juwan or somebody there, but it's like, let's see what Rome
We're
gonna do.
back on the clock. We could go with Pollard if we want to go ahead and lock up another running back. We think is going to get some early touches, unless there's a receiver or another running back you love here. He
Man,
doesn't match.
I like I like Pearsall. I like Pollard, but I know we get Ty J if they're talking about splitting it 50-50. And
You like
typically I would say
Pearsall? You're in
value.
on him.
Huh?
I switched it to Pearsall for you.
Shit, let's do it, mate. Because what if he is the one? Pearsall came on late at the end, but I think was it
Hmm.
Matt Harmon who dug into it, and I saw some interesting things about
Matt
his player
Harmon is really
profile.
high on him, and the underdog guys too, Hayden and Josh. If you watch their little breakdown on him, I think it was on the year 2 wide receiver video. I don't know if you watch any of their stuff. I like watching their little breakdowns and stuff on guys.
I've seen them two for the longest, bro. Because I don't watch
Hmm.
everybody. I thought the not the Hayden Winks dude, the other guy. What's his name? Josh.
Josh Norris,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought that dude was the Pete Overzet guy because they look alike to me. So I I had them guys confused. So I was looking, I was like, wait, huh? So I was confused about the take sometimes, and then I asked somebody, and they were like, no, that's a completely different guy. They look alike to me though. Like
Hmm.
I really thought he was the Pete
I could see it. I could see it.
guy. Not to say that everybody look alike. Liam looks like the dude from freaking Batman, the Robert Pattinson one, the one that played Riddler. What's his name? Paul.
Yeah.
That's who
I
Liam
don't
looked
know. I
like.
didn't really watch many of the Batman movies, but I think
Hey,
I remember seeing the preview or something and kind of vaguely
dude,
know what you're
if you
talking about.
watch it. You just watch the clip. Watch the Batman, the one with the Twilight actor Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson, and look at the dude who played Riddler. He looked just like Liam,
Okay.
or Liam looked like him. They're both thumbheads. Like no, but honestly, I think Liam from like a bigger streamer standpoint, I like. I feel like Liam knows ball. Like, yeah, he's analytical. He does his research, but he watches, bro. And I know he's a sports guy. And I I think if I had to like rank the influencers, like I guess I don't know everybody's name, but the names you hear tossed around,
Yeah.
I would put Liam up there just because how he talks about it. And Liam's not like a he's like I think he's sharp, but he's not rude. Like Pete's like that. The dude Pete's like the network guy. Like if you're trying to get into space and meet everybody, you will deal with Pete, right? But like Liam's friendly, but I feel like he could also he's not like overly friendly. Like I don't feel like them other guys that be on Pete's shows be fucking with
Yeah.
Liam. You know what I'm saying? Like or Liam don't fuck with them like that. Like Liam's like I'm gonna do my own thing. We cool, but I'm not gonna do the extra.
Yeah, no, Liam is cool. I like listening to him too. He's and the thing that I like listening to him is sometimes with the other group, like you're kind of talking about. Let's make this pick and then we'll finish that conversation. Um, if he's there, I like Warren. We probably want to grab another running back here.
Let's
I
do
would
Warren.
think.
I have no Warren, bro. So let's sell me on Warren because I think Caleb is nice, and we've seen Warren
Well,
have.
he just went, so we don't have to worry about it anyways.
Wow,
Um,
Jim. Dang, you be your own people in the chat, man.
um, let's see here. I don't love any of those receivers. Maybe Ayuk if
You
we
don't like
didn't
Josh
already have
Downs? Josh
Pearsall.
Downs is a
Don't
elite
like.
receiver, dog.
Yeah. Downs,
Josh
I
Downs.
do like now that whatchamacallit's the quarterback. Just we
You
can
hear
do
that?
him now, and then we need to hit running back probably after that though, for sure. I would say,
Mm-hmm.
just because now we're good. I mean, we got not good total, but we got 5 receivers, so I think we can chill for a
Yeah,
while. I
yeah.
mean, with Rice, Hill, Rome, Pearsall, Downs, none of their bye weeks overlap. It's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful right there.
See, we here right here,
Beautiful.
man. I'm glad you caught that because that's all I was looking at. I just don't think there's a big separation from running backs in that range. Like anybody we get on the way back, like the people come if they're like, I like ETN, you know what I'm saying? You're on Scatterbo. I I have no real
I'm about
difference
to say I
between
like Scatterbo or Mason would
yeah.
probably be one of the two that I go with here. And Scatterbo, I think, has a better chance of early season production.
Mm-hmm. You put,
Scat's the man. That guy can play. He's got more juice to him than people think. You want to go with him?
let's do it. I'm cool with him or Mason. Whichever you want to do, I'm fine with whatever one, bro.
It's week 14,
I
so it
don't I
doesn't mess
don't
with any
like
of.
New York schedule like at all though. But I'm with it if
Mm-hmm.
you want to do it. Scatterbuck could easily be the goal line back in this, be like Jamal Williams or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So but he's a player. He's a football player.
Well, and I like too that he has that really, really late bye week. So, he's in his body type. I mean, anybody could get injured, but he's not the type of body that's going to get probably a lot of, the little nicky injuries and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, sit out because my ankle's a little sore. I guess what really sold him on me is I live here in Austin and I watched that dude single handedly
Destroy
put
Texas
the whole damn team on his
on his
back,
back. That was
throwing
a hell of a
passes,
performance.
catching running receiver routes. I mean, he wasn't catching swing passes. Dude was running like legitimate, like down and out and back routes and stuff
Yeah,
on them.
yeah. Hey,
But I mean, he
and he
was
can
sick
pass
too. He
protect
was like
too.
throwing up on the sideline in the second half, but still just out there balling. Like that sold me that game. I was like, hey, he might not be the fastest, he might not have breakaway speed. He's
Right.
got short area quickness though, more
Mm-hmm.
than what people think. And the dude just has heart.
Bro, dude was sick as hell and put the team on his back. They lost, but boy, barely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with it.
Yeah, they really deserve to win that game, honestly. Like,
See,
well, he deserved to win that game.
you
The
saw
rest of his team
Jim talking about I
do
took 2
what?
seconds before you said it.
Yeah, I popped that up there. I saw he said that.
that boy cold, man. That's what I always think funny with streams. Like when people, I mean, obviously you talk through your draft and your processes or just players, and it's crazy how as
Mhm.
soon as you see something, you say it. It's like, well, you most likely not going to get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
More
yeah,
often
yeah,
than not.
yeah.
So, what's the board looking like? I know we got 3 running backs. I'm not really tripping about tight end at all, or another
Yeah,
QB.
no, if I miss out on Kittle or if Hawkinson fell back to us at a good price or something, I do like Hawk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have our Hurts, we have Bijan, Connor, Scat, we have those 5 receivers sitting nice.
Mm-hmm. We also could get Goddard like way later. You know what I mean? If we don't get no tight
Mm-hmm.
end, just as a stacking partner. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if Philly with a tougher schedule has to throw more this year, then obviously it's just going to raise the floor for all his pass catchers: Brown, Devonta Smith, Goddard.
Hmm. Now, who do you like is what do you like to do with your other quarterback when you have, say, a Hurts? Do you like to just get another guy that you feel really good about and just be done at two in the eliminator? Or are you a for sure
I'm
three quarterback
I'm
guy?
more
Or
of a three QB guy in eliminator. But if we got Hurts, I'm not really I'm not really I don't make it a priority to get my second and third so fast,
okay,
unless somebody's like there, like say if Fields was still here, then yeah, let's go ahead and get Fields. But I mean, Goff, May, Herbert, all them guys, man.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'm not
Fields
really.
is gone, and Fields is a guy I take a lot in the eliminator, but they have the same bye week. That's why I didn't mention him earlier.
How do you feel about Tootin? I haven't really got. How do you feel about him?
I'm not in on Tootin, man. When I was talking about like in the Discord earlier today, when I was saying that stuff about, staying away from the uncertainty,
Hmm.
that's one of them because, now there's reports coming out that like that one other dude is like even running ahead of him. Um, I'll tell you what I would do, and then we got 20 seconds to see what you would do, and we can go from there. I like Drake May a lot. He
We
has
can
he had so
backstack him. We
much of
got
upside.
Henry, Demario Davis, Kyle Williams. What's that dude named Efton Chisholm? Who's coming? It's too early. You could get him if we really were in receiver need, but we're also at a point where we could take a luxury pick and just if he hits, he hits. But I have no problem with May rushing floor. Should take a step, and I think Playboy Stephon Diggs is gonna be all right, man.
Yeah, and see, and like the eliminator, that's something here the last week or two. I've been really trying to pay attention. Like if you look at their first six games, it's kind of a nice little setup for him too. He's got Las Vegas, Miami, Pittsburgh, Carolina, Buffalo, and New Orleans. So no
Mhm.
teams really other than maybe Pittsburgh that you look at and say, oh, that's just a really tough defense. But at the same time, it's some games where he could be getting pushed a little bit.
Yep. Yep. Yep,
And
and
then I
those are
think
some
with
Asian defenses, man. Like Bills,
mhm.
they Bills be trying to get names and get like bargain bin vets, but like being strapped for cash and can't do a lot of stuff, man. So I feel like the Bills, like they're in a window to win, but their defense, like all those players that they had, they're either on another team or they're even older. You know what I mean? So they're bringing in their young draftees, and like their defense should be not as good as it has been these last few years. So that gives, my opinion, like New England a chance to score more. Second year of Drake May, develops,
Mhm.
get better, and it all kind of goes together too in the AFC because we already got Tyreek Hill, and you said the Patriots played the Dolphins too, right? And they might lose Jaden
Yep,
Ramsey.
yep.
He might
One
get
of those
traded before the
games.
season starts. So, that's one less person to worry about.
Alright. We're back on the clock. We got a nice little discount here on Andrews if you want to grab him as our first tight end.
What's
Or I like
the
Ray Davis.
what's the name? His
Ooh.
we got a discount. What pick are we on? 130. Oh, hell yeah. Or
We're on
120 something.
123 right now. Andrews
Move
is
with it.
like 114.
Yeah,
Go ahead and lock him up.
yeah, I think Andrew's gonna be just fine. Like what?
That's what I tell people. He had that damn Pollard injury and he started slow. But if
Finish
you look at it,
strong.
man, he had like touchdowns in like seven of the
11.
last 8 games or something like
Yeah.
that.
He finished with 11 tutties, man. I low key like Tyler Warren too, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wish his
I
price was cheaper, but I like Tyler Warren. The
I
tight end.
want to be into him. I'm like you. I wish he would drop a little bit. I was totally out on him really whenever, I thought they would start AR. That's of course before the shoulder injury and
Right.
news and stuff like that. But I figured he was drafted so high that they you can't like start Jones and then go to AR, and people were gonna get fired if AR is healthy and you just bench him before the
Yeah.
season even starts. So
Yeah.
like I figured if he was healthy, they would at least throw him out there to start the year and hope that he could, figure it out. And so I really wasn't in on any of their pass catchers until the whole shoulder injury. Let's look at it real quick, man. I think we got a little something going here. We're at a 2-3-5-1. One thing about May too is like we kind of have flexibility. Like if we
Right.
have to just stick with those two, I'm
I
okay
wouldn't
with
be
it.
mad. Yeah, at
If we
all.
see a third one that we like, sure, throw them on there.
Hmm.
We got Bijan and Connor and Scat so far at running backs. We do need to grab us a couple more for those dry up. Our five receivers, Rice, Hill, Rome, Pearsall, Downs looking nice. Mark Andrews locking up the tight end room. Got him on a
Yep.
nice little discount too. Nothing
Yep.
wrong with that.
Hey, did you see that piece of news that came out on Richardson? Like saying he's gonna be fine. I could swear I
Yeah,
saw that earlier.
I
Have you?
saw something about that. He got the second opinion or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's not going to need surgery for sure.
Mm-hmm. And but I was like, I always thought he was an interesting prospect, but I didn't think he was ready. So when they took him five a couple years back, I was like, what? Like, and I watched the Gators. I was like, I see it, but he didn't even play that much in college. I would have liked him to stay another year and play a full year and see what he would do.
Would it be cool to ask for a rating on a DK team?
Oh, yes.
Sure,
You
why
already know
not?
how I am with ratings. Do it. You know how I am. Do
There you
that.
go, some guy. Tell them what you think.
Rogers, Wilson, Dart, Sanders. We got four QBs. A Chain, Warren, Cam, Benson. I like Benson. Trevor. Is that Trevor Etienne? Malik, Adams, Judy, Metcalf, Jalen. Okay. MCM. Who's MCM? Wandale.
The, where you seeing it at?
Oh, McMillan. McMillions. Jaden MCM, Wandale Palmer, Simi, Pat Bryan, Hawk Ninjoku. Okay. I like Ninjoku, man. I already do. I took him for the first time the other day in the eliminator. Bro, your team, normal. Normal.
Talk to you, win some money.
Yeah, normal. The team's only good if you win money, man.
I see
Or
you say that all that, but it's true. It is
it's
true.
true. You could feel
So
so
many
great about
times.
your team. You don't win no money. I don't give a fuck if your process is correct. When they be like, the process is right and this is that, the setup, that's cool, but did you win money? No,
Mm.
trash. Or just normal. Like it is normal. That's just how I feel, man. That's just how I feel. Now, if you show me like uh, a Justin Jefferson, Devin A chain, you know what I'm saying, or a Chase A chain, and I don't know, freaking Bowers team, I'm like, oh, that's good. You're right, you don't see that. I'm like, oh, that's good as far as the uniqueness, but yeah,
We're
normal.
about to be on the clock again. I say we almost need to go grab some running backs. Who you like here? You tell me who you like on the board.
Ooh, I know he'll be there later on, so I like Dowdle because I think he's just gonna get the ball there, but we don't have to take him now. I wish Tuden was cheaper. We have Connor, so I would have been like Benson. I mean, Algiers
Mm-hmm.
just we got Bijan, so I feel like those kind of nerf each other. Uh,
Maybe like Eckler or White.
Ooh, yeah, take
That do
Rashad White. I'm
something.
cool with White. Yeah, White. If something happens to Bucky or they're just down, like I mean, we know what Rashad does.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well,
I like.
and he can mix in a little bit.
Yeah.
I I tell you, you can tell me if you're opposed to it or not. But it actually, again, just like the receiver room would work out real nice in our running back room. I would almost kind of like we took the White and then go get Eckler also, just because he's another one of these backup running backs that still could give you a usable week. Unless, let's see. Well, I don't know. Kyle Williams is there. Are you in on Kyle Williams for the
Um,
May stack
we
or
need running backs. I shit. How you feel about
that,
JK? Is it too early for JK? Not to me, but I'm saying how you feel about it.
for Dobbins?
Yeah, or somebody took him because, bro, I just believe we could get somebody cheaper from the Patriots to stat like Henry or they.
Mm-hmm.
According
Well,
to
we're on the
what
clock, so we got to make something happen here. You tell me, Eckler. I'll start him in case we can't pick anything else. Are you in on Roshan at all?
I like Roshan. I just had a lot of Eckler last year, and he didn't do it for me. You know what I'm
You want to
saying?
go Roshan?
Fuck it, do Eckler. Do Eckler.
All right, I'll leave him started. We'll get him.
Yeah, if you like him,
Yeah,
I'm like, ooh, Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright.
I couldn't get to it quick
That's
enough.
all good.
He might come back though, because his ADP is about 20 off. So he
Mm-hmm.
he might actually come back, and we could grab him as a 6 running back and then be done.
Yeah, it's just Eckler. I just really thought because I know Brian Robinson was there. I like B Rob for the site and what he does, But I was just like, man, Eckler. We've seen the touchdowns, right? We've seen it, and
Mm-hmm.
he definitely played a lot, man. He just didn't get the touchdowns that we so accustomed to see him get the last 3 years. You know what I mean? In Los Angeles when he was with the Chargers. So
Mm-hmm.
I just had so much of him, and I think Eckler finished with 100 points. maybe
Something
119.
like that. He let me down, but I don't know. In the eliminator, I guess that's the main difference for me. Where it's like, let's go back and look at the running back board. So like, if this was I still take Shipley in the eliminator. I just can't
I
quit
do
taking
too.
Shipley. I love that man,
I like. Hey,
but
Gainwell is gone.
I would be more likely to take like wait on Shipley and Giddens, which I still take them. On a team
Mhm.
like this, they wouldn't be a bad 6 running back because we know we're getting early production from Robinson and Connor and even
Yeah,
Scat. I
yeah.
do like to have me some Whites and Ecklers though on the team on the eliminators because
Mhm.
those are guys that even in the backup role, they could get in there and have a usable week for you because
Absolutely.
they're going to be in enough of a timeshare that they're going to get opportunities.
Absolutely. They're going to see the field. And like Barkley's not finna have a night. He's not gonna have all the touches. Like Shipley's gonna be as long as he's a running back too, I'm not worried about AJ Dillon. He's gonna have
Oh
20%. You
no.
know what I'm saying? 20%
Mhm.
on the field, bro. So and that he can make I feel
Well,
like when
and
I
did
saw him playing, I was like, okay, I see you, Shipley.
I think it was ETR that had a Twitter post the other day that was very interesting, and it was like all of the running backs in the last however many years that had the kind of I don't remember if it was going just off of carries or yardage or what it would be, something that Barkley did and
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry I think fit that category too. And it was like alarming. Like almost every single one of them had big time regressions the next year just from probably their body taking that toll the year before of that extremely heavy
Yeah.
usage and workload.
But King Henry's different. They say that the last 2 years, maybe 3 years, that he's
Yeah.
on guard. And what does he do? He proves everybody wrong. So, like, as far as eliminated concerned, like my running back wise, my top three picks are clicks 04. It's Bijan, Saquon, Henry, and CMC. Like Genty's afterthought in regards to what I'm
Mhm.
speaking of. You know what I'm saying? I think Genty should be a second round pick at his highest right
All
now.
right.
I personally think so. Like
Yeah, I'm not that in on Genty either myself. I've clicked them some. We're about to be back on the clock again. We could go ahead
I'm
and
there.
get
I'm right there with you.
Henry for a second tight end, any
Yeah.
kind of pairs with May,
Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that.
and see what comes around to us on the next one.
Did you already star our boy Ship?
I think somebody. Oh no, nobody took him. We can take him.
Yeah, I'm
Him, or you said you
or
like
down.
Dowdle
Yeah.
too.
Yep. I'm cool with
Let's
any
see,
of
week
those.
14. I think we might have one week 14. Oh no, yeah, Scatterbo, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not worried
It's all
about it.
right. We still have our top two. And hey, like I tell people, I don't worry about the late bye weeks as much because I think it's like 2, 4. It's about $8,000 payday if we made it to week 14 and we have that problem. So
Yeah, I'm cool. If we lose it, I mean, I'm trying to win it all, but if we lose
no,
at
no,
week
I hear
14,
you, but it's like,
yeah,
are we really gonna be mad?
no,
No.
I lost Underdog
It's
Wednesday. My 8,000 better be there. You know when they update the payroll, have me
it,
my money, bro.
it's not like when you stack the week 5 buy or something, and like
Yeah,
then I worry about it more.
absolutely, man.
So you want to go with your boy Daddle? I know you said you're really high on him.
Let's do Shipley, man. We can't talk him up and be with it and then just switch. Like I'm cool with it. And I'm not trying to say this because I don't even want to put this out there because he's my guy. But like we know, right? If one of the little random ass ankle or a little whatever, right? Right? And I
Yep,
don't want that to happen
yep.
to my guy. But he's on the cover of Madden, even though they've already debunked that curse and shit, man. Like,
Jason says he was doing an ultimate stack. He appreciates your little breakdown of his team.
mhm. No, hey Jason, no problem, man. And some people think when I say that I'm hating, I'm not. I'm really not. It's just like I mean, I'm a volume drafter and I be in the
Hmm.
weeds. So like it to me, it's just my opinion. It's just normal because I see similar or very much like that all the time. And then a lot of times people really just be around ADP. Like it's not like it's
Hmm.
nothing drastic. Like they're not doing nothing crazy. So to me, it's just normal, man. Like what is ADP? Like how are we know ADP, bro? We don't know shit.
ADP is just, yeah. Some people live or die by it too much. So here's what I think about ADP. I pay attention to it, and for the most part, I do go off of it in certain ways because it can kind of help you
It's a
know
guideline.
where to, yeah, know where players probably you can get them at without
Right.
having to just take random guesses like in a home league or something.
Hmm.
And I think there is something to the closing line value. If you get like a draft where, or like right now, we're still in June, we just went through LTAs, but that kind of news isn't changing things much. One
Hmm.
reason why I am so high percentage wise on Milrow right now is because I see a world where Darnold's going to start. Don't get me wrong, Darnold is going to be their starting quarterback, but come on, man, it's not gonna take nothing. But like there was already, I don't know if you followed me on X, but I posted this thing today about, it was like this breakdown of this one beat writer was basically like going through the last days of OTAs when they were doing like red zone work, and it was like every other throw that he was writing about Darnold was like pass was closer to the defender than the receiver.
On his
Pass was
intermediate throws,
overthrown.
his intermediate
Yeah,
throws.
in the red
Oh, okay.
zone or whatever. And so it's like all it's gonna take is like a few really bad training camp practices, and then at the same time, Seattle's like social media putting out some nice little clips of like Milrow, and
Mhm.
he's gonna move up the draft boards a little bit, I think. And then that's when I'll
Yeah.
stop taking him because my bags are packed. I
But I
think at
mean,
some point this summer, people will realize
mhm.
what kind of potential he has at the end of a freaking draft with his rushing ability. And he's basically free right now. And there's a really good chance he's going to be playing games late in the year.
Yeah. I'm not. Hey, I'm with you, man. I like Jalen Monroe, man. I saw Sam Darnold in the best situation he could possibly be in, and he delivered. But also watching the games, I've seen
All
like
right, real quick, not to interrupt you, but we're on the clock again. So I just want to make sure we get something in. You want to jump back in that receiver room now? We haven't drafted one in a while. There's some guys I like here. You tell me who you like.
I like Diami. I like uh I like Keenan Allen. Jalen Hyatt's getting a little hoopla, but I mean it's OTAs. They ain't put the pads on.
You like
Um,
Keenan, you said?
I like Keenan. I like Diami. I like Brown, but I do like Keenan. Is Demario Douglas there?
No, he went a little bit ago. He went
Oh,
like 3 picks before us, 2 picks before us. I went
yeah.
ahead and grabbed Keenan.
Oh,
Keenan's another guy that I have. Let's see, in the eliminator alone right now. Oh, he doesn't have those the things.
yeah,
It's
he's
not
not
going
on
to
the
show me,
team.
but I have a lot of percent of him and everything because he's another guy. As soon as he gets drafted,
He's
he's
up four
moving up
rounds.
20 to 30 picks depending
Yeah.
on where he goes. We did it on stream the other night. We looked at where he was drafted and then looked at guys 2 to 3 rounds ahead of him,
Mhm.
and in the right situation, he could easily move up 3 rounds. So
Yeah.
he's another guy. I'm going to draft him now, and then hopefully he signs somewhere. I think he'll probably still play football, and if he does, he's still pretty good at football.
Yeah, he's an elite route runner. That's what he is. I mean, he gains separation, he gets open, and he catches the ball. He's dependable. Keenan Allen signs with a team. He goes from round 16 to easily round 14, 13, 12. Easily.
Hmm.
Easily.
All right, let's talk through this, my man. We got 2 picks left.
Mm.
There's not really much at quarterback. Do you want to just roll with our Hurts in May and just? I don't know what we win when we really win with one of these guys that's left with the Hurts in May. So I would almost be tempted to do one more tight end and then another receiver.
I like what's our build? 2 2 5 6 2.
2662 right now. We're on the
Okay.
clock.
I like Mason Taylor, low key. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I've been a little in on him. I've started taking him some. I was
Mhm.
doing some work on him this past weekend. We'll go ahead and grab him for our third tight end.
We
Then
done
I
with
would
that.
say no. I would say maybe a seventh receiver for the last pick.
Hey, let's go for the moon because I feel like we got enough coverage, right, with what we have
Hmm.
now. So let's go for a high upside pick, taking over the field, or just obviously outperforming the draft slot. But I don't
Okay.
dumb about it because just because you scroll down doesn't mean it's a hit. Like, but if Brown is still there, I want to get Diami. If he's still there, let's go ahead and get him.
Okay. We'll look at it when it gets back and we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll keep an eye on it.
How you feel about Pat Bryant?
I like me some Pat Bryant. I have a fair amount of Pat Bryant even in this.
I'm more
The
of a Vele
coaches love
guy.
him.
I'm more of a
Are
Vele.
you?
Yeah. And I went and watched Pat Bryant's highlights and some of his tape just to see if
Mm-hmm.
I was tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Now, uh, I don't think he's bad. I was looking at him, I was like, oh, that dude can play, right? I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I see it now. Like I see why they're on him, but I also I heard him talk about Vele, his rookie. He's a 7th round pick getting on the field, you know what I'm saying? Over Bo Nix's best buddy from college, and outperformed him. Who's to say Vele won't just get better and just hold on to that? Be a big slot. He gets targets in the red zone. He gets intermediate passes. Well, if he just continues getting better. Not and what if Brian just takes more Franklin snaps and Franklin just comes in and plays sparingly? Or it's just Sean Payton's Saints offense and these are the new age uh the other guys, Lil Jordan, Marlon Humphreys,
Mm.
all them other
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like they're just a new age that. So then it's just like you're just playing a carousel. Outside of sudden, it's just a carousel. So I mean,
Pat Bryan is late enough. Both of them really. I mean, either one of them isn't a bad pick as late as they go. I don't know, man. The way Sean Payton talks about that dude, I know he can talk like that about a lot of players, but I
yes,
really think it just seems like he's really really into him. And when I watch the tape, I see. I think his plan. He compared him to Michael Thomas, and I don't think he meant that he is Michael Thomas. Obviously, he wouldn't say that about a rookie, but I think he envisions a lot of those just like real short and intermediate routes, sitting
Slat
down in the
boy.
zones, slant routes, which he
Yeah,
ran a lot of in college, and so
yeah.
I think he does kind
Ohio
of see
State.
him in that role.
I like Michael Thomas, bro, and I try to take that out of my mind because I was definitely like MT. Oh, giving him, late in drafts, give me Michael Thomas. Just how I used to do with Josh Gordon, man. Like what? All the other issues aside, like I was just like, fuck that. Get my guy from Baylor. Like what? So I try not to do that with Pat Bryant because I just know can he win? Yeah, but like I also try to think of the contest and when will we need him? This is the eliminator. We have the coverage for it, but it's like it's a crowded wide receiver room. And then they just added Dobbins, who's gonna eat up touches. Along with Harvey, it's just a lot going around, man. Like I feel.
Hmm.
So I'm not against it. I'm definitely starting to take them more, but then I feel like it's so early. I feel like there's safer bets that we can make that still have upside.
I will say that I take him more in like a regular style format where I can really kind of like play him for that late season
Yeah,
upside, versus an eliminator. I
I
do
would like
agree
if this
with
is
you on that.
BBM or something, it's a Schnauzer, whatever, Greyhound, something. I would be like, oh hell yeah, right. But Eliminator, I'm trying to think like, because if it was managed leagues, when the fuck are we ever going to get it right until we see it, right? Right until we see it. Like I'm thinking,
Uh-huh.
if I had to start sit, am I going to pick this guy over? You feel me? That's,
Hmm.
that's what I think about.
Now it looks like there's a decent chance we'll get your boy back. Talk to me about Brown. We're going to take him, but I want to hear your bull case because I probably should be in on him because if you
Mm-hmm.
watched my streams, you know that I'm not really that in on Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I probably should be more in on Brown. So I'm interested to hear your case on him.
Because I mean, Brown has flashed. He has an interesting profile. And if you look back at him from his rookie year, even when he was drafted by Ron Rivera, I think they took
Mm-hmm.
him second round, if I remember correctly, maybe third. Like you see it, right? You've seen it. Like you've seen the flashes, and I've seen him grow and get better from a wide receiver standpoint. Maybe it might not always show in the stats because last year was his best year statistically, but I've
Yeah.
seen him grow and I've seen him make big plays down the field and at the line of scrimmage. And then
Yep.
he's going to. I like Liam Cohen. I like Liam Cohen, and I think he could do some things with him, bro, and he could get open. You
Mm-hmm.
got Brian Thomas Jr., you got Travis Hunter. Like you could definitely do some things, man. And what if Hunter's little and he's going back and forth? Say he catch an injury, Brown's gonna slot right in. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
I'm not trying to draft off injury, but I mean you got to think through these things, right? Like what could happen? What if he just holds that roll up and the offense is good like we think it is? We want a piece of it. Now we got a piece of the offense at a free price, round 18. You know, I think we
And
outperform that easily.
I like that, and I need to go back and do some rethinking on him because, like I said, it makes a lot of sense for me personally because I'm not near as in on Hunter at his price. I mean, everybody could be a good pick at some point,
Right,
right? And if Hunter
right.
was cheaper, yeah, I'd be all in on Hunter. But I just, I'm real questionable about him paying off his price tag, and I do like Liam Cohen too. I do think he'll hopefully can help Trevor Lawrence. Although this is just something I said as a joke originally, but then the more that I think about it, I'm like, well, damn, I hope I'm not right. What if we got it all wrong? What if like Baker is really the OC whisperer? And what I mean by that is, hear me out. If you think back to last year, everybody was like, Canales is gonna go fix Bryce Young. He's the
Okay.
quarterback whisperer.
Uh-huh.
And then Canales went off, and he didn't at least right away fix Bryce Young. And then Baker had even a better year, and so now everybody's like, "Oh, it's Liam Cohen. It's Liam Cohen." What if it's just Baker figured it out and he's that damn good nowadays?
You could be on to something. You really could. And he has a team to where, I mean, he's surrounded with talent as well. You know, that's a good spot. That Tampa Bay offense is nice. Evans, Godwin, McMillians.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ibuka, who I like. I just can't draft him where he's at. I don't know why. It's just I'm Stevie Wonder to him, and I know he's there, but I just can't pick him for whatever reason, man. So if that is something to think about, man. What if Baker is the whisperer? I mean, if he is, then he
Uh-huh.
is. But I just think I saw what Dave Canales did when he went over there. He had that, the QB whisper, and I saw what he did with Bryce. Had to slow him down, benched him, have him learn, and then he adjusted and came back and played better. Because I always thought Bryce Young was a terrible pick. He proved to me
Mm-hmm.
at the end of last season that he could play, and I think Dave Canales is a big part of that. And then I saw what Liam Cohen did with Baker, and I think I believe in Cohen. I think he got some juice,
No,
and
no, I do too. Like I said, when I said it the other night, I was talking with somebody and I just said it joking. And, but I think both can be true, that we're not probably giving Baker. Maybe this year we finally are, but I think last year we wasn't really giving Baker probably the credit he deserved
Mhm.
after 2 years ago the way he played. I think now we are, though, definitely. And
Baker
I
won me
am
more
in on
times
the
in college,
Jags,
bro.
and I do like I do like your case for Brown because, like I said, I'm definitely in on BTJ. And generally, if I do a Jag stack, it's like I got BTJ, I went ahead and got T Law, and then I like to throw their tight end Strange on there.
Mhm.
But I definitely should be thinking more about him because he is pretty much free. And if I'm out on Hunter, then I should probably be in on another receiver.
At a cheaper cost, a
Um,
way cheaper cost.
Say what's up to some of the chat real quick, and then we'll run through the team one final time. What's up, Tyler? Good to see you in here. What's up, babe? Good to see you stopping
Look at
by.
Tyler leading the yo-yo. Chat some
Hey,
correct.
what's up, Crossface? I was in a draft with him on a Hartman stream. Are you doing the sprint promo thing? Are you
Me?
into the sprints at all?
No, I saw it last year, man. I just what is it? It's total points and then playoffs. It's a race to the
It,
finish,
it's the
right?
playoffs. So 1 through 14 is the same. You're in your pod, and top two make it out of your pod. But then when you get to week 15, it's just basically you don't get kicked out. It's basically a 3 week race out of, I think it's like 9,000 people that
Most points.
made it out of pods. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then
Okay.
it's just like the cumulative
Cumulative.
accumulated points
Yeah.
over those 3 weeks, with the grand prize of like 150 up top. I went ahead and did some because the
Mhm.
contest interested me anyways. I did
Right.
one live draft last night on somebody else's stream, and then I jumped in 6 slows. Figured they're going to give me essentially a free BBM for doing it. Might as well. We'll see though.
I've never
Let's
done
run
them.
through this team real well. Those were my first. Also, I've never did them either. That's why I did 6 of the 7 as slow draft, so I could kind of think my way through it as I go.
Gotcha.
Um, 2, 6, 7, 3 is what we finished with. Hurts and Mays are quarterbacks. We can get by with them.
Yep.
Really like our running back room. We did a really good job at receiver and running back. kind of not only did we not overlap a lot of buys, but we also have a lot of late buys, which I don't purposely do. But when
Hmm.
it happens that way, it's nice. More bullets early. Bijan, Connor, Scat, Rashid White, Rashard White, sorry. Eckler and Shipley is our running back room. Receivers are going to carry us early, hopefully, with Rice, Tyreek, Rome, Pearsall, Downs, Keenan. We need him to go somewhere nice for us.
Yep.
And the guest pick of Deami Brown for our last round special. Mark
Yeah.
Andrews, Hunter Henry, Mason Taylor as the tight ends. Nothing wrong with that room at all. I think we got a nice little team, man. I think
I
we got
think
a
we got
nice
a
little
little
team.
action, man. I didn't get to see the board from everybody in, but I'm not worried about that. We just got to finish in 50%, the top half, and
Oh
then
yeah, oh yeah. I don't really
that's
pay too much attention to the I guess let's go here. We'll do this. I forgot I forgot your boy Jim was in here with us. Let's go look at his team. I do like to if there's somebody in the chat drafting,
mhm,
then I'll kind of call him out. He went with the 3-5-8-2. He's got the Trevor Lawrence, Gino, and Tua at
mhm.
quarterback. Tell you what, I know you and him have history, so I'm gonna call him out. You can give him your grade. Let's go with something a little bit other than norm.
I didn't go through his
Trevor
team.
Lawrence.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll call it out. You give me the rating.
all right.
Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, and Tua at quarterback. He's got your boy Barkley, Brown, Pollard, Warren, and Mostert at running back. He's got Ladd, Worthy, Olave, Ayuk, Bateman, Dobbs, Palmer, and Douglas as his receivers. Kept it at two tight ends, but with Kittle at his first and Jawan Johnson as his second.
You motherfucker! He took Kittle. See, look at him. I don't mind that team at all, man. I don't. Again, it's the eliminator, so I don't think your wide receivers. I mean, you don't know who you're going to be matched up to, but I think his overall team could get him by with how strong his running back group is, and then just having Kittle who could just win you a week. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
yeah.
I can't say normal, but Jim, I like your team, man. I don't think you're a dummy, obviously, because I know you be in the Discord and you're in the streets. I like it, man. We're gonna beat you, but you know,
Well, we
it
ain't
is
even
what it
got to
is.
beat him. We can both move on and then go on about our own little head-to-head ways
You're
from
right.
there.
I'm sorry. I'm
Um,
competitive. We got to beat you. I hope we all
oh
meet down the line. But Jim, that team come across one of mine, I'm gonna have to get you, man. I'm gonna cut your water off. You hear
yeah,
me?
if we meet after
Cutting
week
your
one,
water
it's
off.
something different.
Yeah, yeah, it's different, man. But shout out, Jim, man.
All right. Well,
You
it's
know.
up to you, my man. I'm gonna draft a super flex next. If you want to hang around and draft that one with me, you can. If you gotta go, just let me know. It was nice
Yeah,
having
I
you. If
definitely
so,
would drop that with you. I got a little honey dip. They was blowing my
oh
phone
no.
up, man. So they
All right.
they
Well, I know it was kind of last minute. We got all summer, man. You're a friend of the stream. Keep
Mhm.
hopping in my chats and stuff and hanging out with us. I'll get you back on some other time.
Hey man, JT, I appreciate you having me on, man. Cool dude, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna support. Again, that's why I was asking you what you use in the stream because I'm thinking about I'm finna go ahead and just get up in there and let people.
I'll tell
Sometimes,
you like this. It's I use StreamYard, and the only reason I went is because so part of the reason I started doing this was because I just thought it would be really cool to do this right here, to like hang out with people, talk ball, draft
yeah.
teams together and stuff like that. That's why I try to get a couple guests on a week and stuff like that. Um so I went ahead and they had a sale on StreamYard if you bought like the year plan or whatever.
Mhm.
So I went ahead and bought that because if you're just going to do it for yourself starting out and you don't really plan on bringing a lot of guests on and stuff like that, I
Right.
was using OBS at first because they're
Mhm.
free and you could do a lot of really cool things with OBS. The downside to them is I spent like 3 days and couldn't figure out an easy way to like bring somebody else in. Like you see
Right.
how easy it was to bring you in or
Oh,
whatever,
link
just send the
you're
link.
joined. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and whereas and that's pretty much what all the other best ball streamers use. And I knew I wanted to bring a lot of people in and go
Hmm.
on their streams and stuff like that. And I didn't want to be the one guy that was a headache to everyone, having to go through some third party workaround system to
Right.
bring
Right.
somebody in or something
I got to
like that.
sign
You
up. Oh,
can
I got to adjust this, and I got to install this plugin. Then you're like, this motherfucker trying to scam me or something. That's
it, you can use StreamYard for free too. They just put a little watermark on it, and I think there's certain limitations and
Yeah.
stuff like that to it. But if you're not sure if you want to keep doing it and stuff, the free
Oh,
one would definitely be worth doing. But it's good. I like it.
I'm with it, man. I enjoy it, man. Just being in the space, talking ball in the community. It's cool, man. I like it.
Exactly.
I like it, dude. So
All right, man. Well, you have a good one, and if you stay tune in next Friday night, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun next Friday. I don't know if you've seen me advertise it yet. I'll go ahead and throw it
you
up
doing the
there,
marathon
but
stream?
yeah, it's a mini marathon. You can't
Okay.
really call it a marathon, but I'm gonna be on vacation that next week, and I don't know how many nights I'm gonna get to actually do
Mhm.
anything. So I got it all lined out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We got a lot of basically like a guest coming on every hour. We're gonna do 6 BBMs in a row, starting about like 6 o'clock Central Time or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm with that, man. I'll tune in, especially I got time if I don't got nothing going on. I know I got a busy month. Like I'm booked the rest of this weekend and next weekend, next weekend. Miles' birthday's
I hear
coming
you.
down. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, you have a good one. It was a lot of fun. I threw your name on it. We'll see how far it goes for us. Hopefully, it takes us to the promised land.
Hey, for sure, man. Hey, all right now, chat. Appreciate you having me on. You have a good night, man.
All right, man. Bye. All right, let's go see what we want to get into after that. I'm gonna go ahead and do another draft. That was my man, Sun God. He's in a Discord with me, and it's Chess Liam's Discord. If anybody wants to go get in it, there's a particular tab in there that's a best ball discussion tab, and there's some really fun and interesting conversations in there most days. I think I'm gonna do a super flex. We haven't done a super flex, I don't think, in a couple days, and I'm kind of feeling a super flex. It's getting a little late, so I'm gonna try to whip through a little 20-second one real quick. If somebody would like to hop in it with me, if I could get on the right tab and quit looking through baseball, that would help. 20-second Superflex in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're jumping in it. We have 4 spots, so if you get in quick, there's still a little bit of room. Let's see what music we want to go with tonight. Let's get some music going for this one. I think I'm kind of feeling the space tonight. Waiting on one. You guys go ahead and hop in and grab that last spot. Let's have us a fun little super flex 20-second draft coming up. If you guys haven't hit the like, which I know you probably have already, looking at where we're sitting versus viewers, but if you haven't for some reason, smash it for us. Really appreciate it. It does help us out a lot. Tomorrow is Saturday. That's the night we always take off. We will be hanging out with the missus and then in the lab doing some Saturday night research like we always do. Let's see, is this got my, no, this isn't going to have my accurate percentages. Still trying to get used to the best ball overlay tool. Let's see if I can go download the teams quick enough. Complete. Puppy Superflex. Extract teams. I'm on the clock, but bear with me 1 second. I wanted to see what my up-to-date Superflex percentages are, but I don't think it's going to do it quick enough. Maybe. Oh well, we took Josh Allen. Couldn't go wrong with either one of them. I was trying to get it in there real quick. That's what I thought. I'm glad I just went with Allen. I have about double the Lamar than I do Allen. And in general, I like Lamar better, I think, this year. I like his stacking partners better, I should say. Is why I like him better. But I don't necessarily want to be double Lamar than Allen. So we'll mix it up. What's up, Disbanded? You missed a fun eliminator we just had with a little special guest we had tonight. It was a lot of fun. We drafted a pretty good team overall. It kind of worked out nice. We didn't necessarily mean to do it, but our receivers and running backs for each group didn't have a lot of overlapping buys, almost none at all, really. And it even kind of worked out where they had like some late ones. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And, at the beginning tonight, too, I kind of ran through. I made it quicker than what I wanted it because the whole guest thing was kind of last minute. But originally tonight, I planned on taking about 10 minutes and just kind of going through who I'm in on, who I'm not, as far as like certain teams and why I'm into those certain teams and why I'm not. Figured that'd be kind of fun to do since I am a guy that tends to have high percentages of people, and I'm also a guy that's not afraid to have zeros of people if I think they're a bad pick. We kind of did a really quick version though because I didn't want to keep my guests waiting too long. But I hope everybody's enjoying your Friday night. If you are a daddy like myself, I hope you have a great Father's Day weekend. I don't know what we're doing yet. Probably eat some good food, hang out, maybe play some games or something with the girls. Let's see what we want to do here at the turn on the Superflex. Y'all know me. This is a lot of times where I like to grab me some position players and then see what I can get to come back to me. But yeah, we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to take Nico. We're going to take Achan, and then we're just going to take whatever two quarterbacks will come back to me. This is generally how I like building Superflex. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm also not saying I'm wrong. But I just feel like I like my teams better, even from this first part of the board. When I grab me one of the four elite guys, somebody took Burrow over Hurts. You don't see that too often. But I like grabbing Lamar, Allen, Daniels, or Hurts. Then I like getting me two studs. In this case, Nico and Achan are both guys I'm high on, can put up lots of points for me. And especially it's pushing it when I'm at the back part of the board because I always do this here. I always go like Gibbs and Jefferson, and then I will just take quarterbacks with my next three picks and hope that I get lucky. A lot of times right in here, I talk about it all the time. Half the time or a little more than half the time, you can get Ward or Geno, the last of the true starting quarterbacks. Now Rodgers you can throw in that boat too, so you got one more option. Yes, and Daniel Jones actually too. Yes, I am purposely leaving out the name Sam Darnold because I do not want to draft him at all in any format this year, but that's just me. But being on the front side of the board, we know we're going to get two pretty dang good quarterbacks, and we have Josh Allen. So essentially, all we're doing is saying, all right, we're going to take the stud receiver, we're going to take the stud running back, and basically, we just need that 4 or 5 turn to produce one good quarterback score for us a week, essentially, because we know the other weeks Josh is going to hit our lineup. And then we got some Nikos and some Achans of the world to pair with them. And we're going to get somebody decent. Bryce might come back. We have Achan, so we could even do Tua. We'll see what combo comes back here. A lot of these guys, he has two. Hope everybody's Friday night is going well. Let's see what we want to do here. I'm going to get to those comments in just a second. Definitely going with the quarterbacks. One thing I actually like to do here in this situation, you guys can tell me what you think. Just because they have stacking partners I like. And if this guy doesn't take one of them, then it'll work out for me nicely. I've been wanting to do this, but it hasn't worked out. Somebody always takes Stafford. You can see I don't have any Stafford in the super flex. I really wanted to go Bryce Young and Stafford there because I feel like Stafford is going to be a guy that you just know what you get this year. And then so I want to put him with the guy who might not do it every game, but has some nice little boom type games for us. So we're going to pair Stafford with Geno. Yes, they both have week 8 bye weeks. I'm not worried about that because that just means that every week other than week 8 and week 7, I'll have 3 quarterbacks at my disposal for my plan of Josh Allen to hit the lineup. And then just whoever has the better week out of those two can be my super flex guy. Week 8, we'll just have to count on a position player to hit the super flex. That's not going to kill us for 1 week. Put it back on the board since we got the long way around. Do it like that. Yes, happy Father's Day for sure. JT, you ever use a finger blade when you shave that dome? I do not. I go with the Mach 3. It works pretty good. I don't know. I've used it for years and years and years now. I don't even remember the last time I actually had hair other than when I'm lazy and I haven't shaved in a couple days. It works pretty well for me and I can generally do it pretty quick. Maybe I'll look into the finger blade though. It works nice for you, I'm guessing. But I really like my teams when I build them this way. Gives me a lot of flexibility too. You know, if we don't end up drafting a receiver for a long time, it's fine because we have one that we really like in Nico. We could go with some stacking options. I was just about to say every once in a while Devontae will fall back there, but somebody took him already. That's okay. We don't have to stack up Stafford. We can try to stack the other guys up. Give me 1 second here. There's always old Tutu Atwell that we can try to throw on there. We'll look and see what's coming on back to us. If we really were worried about the bye week stuff, we could grab Rodgers, but we're probably not going to do that. Really wouldn't mind going running back here. Wouldn't even be afraid to take a couple running backs if That's what the board gives us. Kittle just went. Kittle was a guy that I would have liked to have there. Just hit refresh real quick. I felt like some of my percentages wasn't quite showing up right. Mixon went. That was a guy that we wanted. We might pull Judkins up here. I'm just really in on Judkins this year. I like Connor a lot more in the eliminators. We could even go Henderson if we need to. Not really that into DJ Moore. I do like J-Mo as a spike week guy. We can get other running backs, I think, later. I'm going to go ahead and grab a second receiver. Just because we like J-Mo. It's legit. It's called a motto. Hey, what's up, Best Ball on Call? Good to see you stopping by. Yeah, Mach 3. I've been using that to shave this old shiny dome up here for, God, I don't even know how long now. As long as I've had kids, and my oldest is 18, so probably about 20 years now I've been shaving my head. I don't have much up there. I got that weird, it grows kind of thick right here on the sides, and then up here there's just nothing. And I can't do it. I can't do it. My grandpa still has that hairstyle with the hair all along the sides and nothing up top. I just cannot do it. Working through the 7th round. Let's see, what all do we have coming up? We got a big week next week, guys. We're going to have Tuesday night. Candyman is going to be popping in on the channel. We'll do a BBM with him. And I don't know timing wise if he's going to be on for 2 or 1. We'll have to work that out. We'll start with the BBM, then maybe do something else after that. Thursday night, it's not 100%. I got to check back with him Wednesday to make sure, but I think Steve is going to be on the channel Thursday night. And then, of course, Friday, we have our big 6-hour BBM stream. We'll be starting at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for that night. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got pretty close to having a guest lined out for every hour. I have 5 of them locked in for sure. One of them sounds like he's in, but I'm still waiting for the final okay. Let's look and see what we want to do here. We could grab Hawkinson if we don't see anything else that we like. Probably want to grab some running backs here, though, or at least a running back. Could go Pollard, or we could wait a little bit longer. Yeah, we're okay with Ridley. That's why I let the time go. You know what? I don't see anything else I like right now. We're going to go ahead and take one of my guys. Because Hawkinson is a my guy. He is my guy for sure. Let's look at the team real quick. We got what I like to do in the eliminator, especially from the early side of the board. Grab me a stud and then two others and kind of just be done unless I tack on a really, really, really late backup. Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, and Geno is a QB room. We're not worried about the double week 8 buys. We can play a position player in the flex 1 week. It'll be okay. Running backs are Achane and Judkins, two guys I'm pretty high on this year. Nico and Jamo and Ridley in the receiver room right now, with Hawkinson at tight end. I didn't really like any of the running backs that were on the board a minute ago, but there's a few in the group that I think will come back that I do like. And if we can get a couple of them to come back to us, let's see, what would that be? Pick like 120, 121. We should be able to get a couple of them to come back to us that we like, or at least one of them. Might have to go one running back, one more receiver, and then just chill that receiver for a while. We could get Shakir. I don't mind taking him. He's going to be Allen's favorite target, or at least last year he was, I should say. We are working through the 10th round. It's going okay. I missed out on some guys I really was hoping would be there, but we're going to piece it together. By the time it's done, like most drafts, I end up feeling pretty decent about them. We keep missing out on running backs that we want. We were kind of hoping that there was an outside chance we could get Scat to come back to us. Would have been right around his ADP, but someone took him a little early. It's not really a big deal. We would love it if Mason falls here. This guy needs a running back, though. He's sitting at a 3-1-5-0, so he did not take Mason. So we're going to take Mason. And then we could take Ayuk. I know I have Allen, but I just really like Ayuk's late season upside. We're going to grab Ayuk and Mason. The Mason, his ADP is 108, and we just got him at 120. So that is definitely a little bit of a value. We like that. Around here, we do call that a value hound. Probably should have went Coleman there for the stack, but Josh isn't a guy that I don't sweat it if I don't stack Josh, right? I mean, Josh is going to do Josh things. Sometimes he's going to hit your lineup, with his rushing and gets in the end zone twice with his legs. And I just really like the way this team in general, I got Nico. When Nico's healthy, Nico's going to hold down that wide receiver one spot for us. No doubt about that. And so then we got J-Mo is one of just my, big time spike week guys. I like taking JMO. Everybody's in on JMO. I don't know too many people that's not in on him. Ridley, I think, will be pretty decent this year with Ward. He was pretty good last year with way less quarterback than what Ward should be. And then Ayuk, because it's a super flex, we only got to start the two receivers. We feel like we'll be okay. Nico and Williams and Ridley can kind of carry us until Ayuk's, really ready to go and be up to full speed. But then when he is, he could be a nice little late season hammer for us on a team like this. We got Hawk holding down the tight end room. We feel good about HN and Judkins. We like that we got Mason on that pretty good value there. We'll see what comes back to us. We definitely need to get a couple more running backs before they get kind of real nasty. There's always options. There are always options. We are in the 12th round. It's working our way back to us. How are you guys? You guys tell me, are y'all in on Bigsby? So I started the year out drafting Bigsby a fair amount, honestly, because I was like, well, we know he was really good last year. I thought he was pretty dang good last year, passed the eye test. And everybody else was like so in on Tootin. They're just like pushing him up the board further and further. And I mean, I think Tootin's a good prospect and all, but I don't know. I think like the safest bet to just come in and have the goal line role is definitely Bigsby. But then I kind of slowed off on him for a while because I was getting a percentage of him that was, seemed like I was clicking him a lot, and he's definitely not like a my guy. He's definitely not one of the guys that I do want like a super super high percentage of. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I am not really that in on Bish. Probably not any quarterbacks we really want right now. Although we are into the 13th round. Whatever. I keep telling y'all I'm going to keep drafting him, and I'm not lying to you when I say it, especially in Superflex. It's almost a no brainer at this point in the draft for me. He's not going to be there when we get back on the turn. Yes, I know he's got another week 8 bye week, but I'm not worried about that. This isn't an eliminator. We are playing to get this team into the playoffs. And if we do get this team into the playoffs, then we will have Jalen Milroe as another option with Matthew Stafford and Geno Smith. I think Milroe right here after the week 8 bye will pretty dang good chance they go ahead and see what the rookie's got. We're not really expecting him to come in and light it up with his arm. I want him to come in and run around. And he's a damn good running back, man. He's a running back playing quarterback. Like, if you really watch his Alabama tape, just the way he runs, not just that he runs like a running back. He's built like a running back. He runs like a running back, but he can throw the ball pretty decently too. So I don't know. I take him in the 18th round of certain builds on a regular style tournament team because again, when are we trying to win in the playoffs, right? And like to me at least, there is not another 18th round pick that I think could potentially have, or sure, there could be somebody we don't see coming. In June, we didn't see Kyron and Puka the year that Kyron and Puka burst onto the scene. Some people, we found out about it in August. We didn't have to wait till the season started. But in June, nobody was on Puka. Nobody was on Kyron, really. If they tell you they were, they're probably lying. So we don't know, but me personally, I don't see an 18th round pick that has the just sheer league winning, big time, help you out in the playoffs, go make some big time money upside that Jalen Milroe does. I don't think he's now in a regular style 18 round format. I don't think he's right for every team. If I have a Josh Allen team in a regular style format, that is not the type of team that I'm trying to throw Jalen Milroe on. Because typically, those teams, I want to get me a number two quarterback that I just feel good about. And then I just kind of want to be done at quarterback, to be honest with you. We're going to probably get back into the running back room here. Not nothing there we want. We might even double tap running back here. So we only have 3 of them. We're going to get Tyler Algier and Roshan Johnson. That pieces it together a little better for us. We liking it better now. Achan Judkins got Mason on some good value. Algier and Roshan. That's a nice little 5. Still probably wanted one more ish. Got our QB room. Allen, Stafford, Geno, Milroe. Wide receivers right now, Nico, Jamo, Ridley, and Ayuk. We have Kincaid and Hawkinson at tight end. Very possibly could just be done at tight end with those two. Take the extra bullets to grab me one more running back or stack up some more receivers later. We'll see how the last few rounds shake out. Might have to look up that Motto Razor though. Maybe it would be worth checking out. We had fun in that eliminator tonight. If you missed it, go back and watch it. I always tell you guys I'm a man of the people, or I want to be a man of the people. Anybody is always welcome on my stream. You don't have to necessarily be a streamer. I'm doing the giveaways. Basically for every, or at least the first time I hit 100, whenever we get to 100 subs, anybody who's not a streamer that's just a sub to my channel that wants to hop on and do a couple drafts, one of them will be a BBM. Try to win some life-changing money while you're on stream. I'm going to probably do that when we hit 100 subs here. Speaking of which, pretty soon we're at 72. So if you're not, drop your boy a sub. Help me out. Get me up there. But the Sun God is in a Discord with me. And he's always pretty lively in this one particular feed, and him and a couple other dudes like going back and forth with each other, and he's been screaming at us in that Discord for weeks now that he's winning the eliminator, and he's been hitting me up to come do a stream with me. And I didn't know the guy at all, never met him, and he isn't a streamer right now, so I had no idea who he was or anything, and so I'm not gonna lie, there's always the wild card of how is this dude gonna be? But I always talk about, like in best ball, I always tell you I trust my gut on players. I go with my gut. That's kind of how I live my life. I even told him in the little DM or whatever when I sent him the leak, I was like, come on, let's do this. I'll bring you on tonight. I'm going to trust my gut. My gut tells me it'll be a fun little draft. The man definitely knows his ball. You could tell that by talking to him. It was a fun draft. All right, let's see what we want to do here. I think I'm going to grab one of my favorite late round running backs. And then that'll help us just kind of be done at running back. I don't have to pull the trigger on that one just yet. I probably will grab Ferguson. Get off there for the stack. And we're going to throw Tutu Atwell on there also. We're reaching down some, but I want to make sure I get either Ferguson or Tutu. Didn't want to try to force it for both of them to come back. And I'd rather have, if I could only pick one, I'd rather have the receiver stack versus the tight end stack, because I am okay keeping it at just Hawkinson and Kincaid, if need be, in the tight end room. So we figured we'd do it that way and see if Ferguson comes back, because also if Ferguson doesn't come back to us, we could always do Arroyo as one of the tight end picks. We got 3 picks left. We're done at quarterback with those 4: Allen, Stafford, Smith, Milroe. Running back room: Achane, Judkins, Mason, Algier, Roshan, Giddens. Probably done there. Maybe we could throw one more on. I guess it depends if we go with a third tight end. With this receiver room, we wouldn't mind it being 7. Sometimes I stop at 6, but this is definitely at least a 7 type build, I think. You know who I want to throw on there? I don't know if y'all saw it the other day. I have not been into Jack Besh at all this year. I have a hard time getting there. I've stated my reasons for it before. And then all of a sudden, this little beat writer thing came out the other day. It's only June. I'm not overreacting. I'm not saying Besh is going to be a bust or he's a bad pick. I don't like picking him. But it was real interesting that it sounds like they're playing around a lot with this guy and, what's his name, Tucker, as the 2 outside receivers, and putting Jacoby Myers in the slot. And this guy's got an interesting little profile, Thornton, of, just kind of size, speed type guy. Go make some plays downfield. I don't know if it means Jack Besh is dead. If you like Jack Besh, you're definitely about to be able to get him cheaper. I think we are going to take 7 receivers on this build, though. I really wouldn't mind Keenan here if he holds. I got about to say, that guy had 7 receivers. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to take Keenan Allen first. We're going to take Ferguson for a third tight end. He stacks up with our boy Stafford. Of course, we do it that way, because Stafford isn't moving at all. So, Geno doesn't really run, but he's sneaky. He'll get you some rushing yards here and there. And I'm going to hopefully, if nobody really has a reason to take him without having Geno, but this guy will probably be my 20th round pick. So then I'll at least have one guy on there with Geno. I'm okay having Milroe with nobody, because I'm just playing him for his rushing upside for sure anyways. But this way we have old Tutu Atwell and Ferguson at least connected with Stafford. We have Keenan Allen, because I hope Keenan Allen signs somewhere and plays football, because I have too much Keenan Allen for Keenan Allen to not play football this year. So I keep telling myself I'm going to slow down on him until he signs, but I haven't been able to make myself do it yet because I know as soon as he does sign, he's jumping up 2 to 3 rounds depending on where he goes. And so then I'll just kind of chill out on him because I got some really nice Allen bags packed. We're liking the squad. We just got the one pick left. It's pretty much done. 4, 6, 7, 3 is what we're pretty sure it'll end up. Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Geno Smith, and Jalen Milroe. Yes, 3 of my quarterbacks have week 8 bye weeks. We are not worried about that. We're not trying to win money in week 8. We got other guys that can play the super flex, and Josh Allen will still be there in week 8. When Josh Allen's on a bye, we have Stafford and Geno to cover that for us. Late season, we got our boy Milroe coming in there smashing for us. Can you imagine a team in weeks 15, 16, and 17 when Josh Allen is doing his thing and these two guys help me get to the playoffs, and now Milroe out there against part of the reason there's so many layers to my Milroe stand, but Milroe is out there just running around against Indy, the Rams, and Carolina. I mean, come on now. Those are some juicy matchups with none of them defenses that really just are, scaring us. Week 17 against Carolina. I mean, could you ask for a better situation for a rushing quarterback who's maybe a little unknown? You got another offense on the other side that could be pushing them a little bit at home. So maybe Carolina's even in the game, winning the game, and Milroe's having to play from behind and run around and throw the ball and run around. I don't know, man. I really like it. Running back room: Achane, Judkins, Mason, Algier, Roshan Johnson, and Giddens. We're good with that. We got some decent little playoff matchups. Wide receiver, we'll go ahead and just let it run out on Thornton. We are going to stack him up with Geno. We have Nico, J-Mo, Calvin Ridley, Brandon Ayuk, Tootin, and Keenan. Tight end room: Hawkinson, Kincaid, and Ferguson. I really like this team. We got some nice value. Keenan fell to us a little bit. We did reach up a little on Tutu, but we more so did it just to make sure we at least got one of Tutu or Ferguson with Stafford. By doing it that way, we ended up being able to get both of them. We got Ayuk pretty much right at ADP, but we got like a nice little value on Ridley. Took him at 96, ADP's 88. Who was it? One of our running backs too. Oh yeah, Mason. Took him at 120. 108's his ADP. Overall, we like the team though. Thornton's on there too. The time ran out on him. We're going to call it a night, guys. That was a fun super flex. We had fun drafting our eliminator. Tomorrow is Saturday night. We are going to be taking Saturday night off like we always do. We will be back Sunday, back at it, ready to draft. Next week, we got a big week lined up with special guests Tuesday and Thursday night. And then Friday is the big 6-hour BBM stream. Should have it all worked out for a guest on each hour. It was a fun night tonight. If you missed the first draft, we had a pretty cool guest on named the Sun God from the Discord that I'm in. Go check it out. We drafted an eliminator team. It was a lot of fun, and I think the team turned out pretty good. You guys have a good Saturday night. If you're a daddy out there, happy early Father's Day to you.